Good morning, everyone. We're here with Dr. Michael Russell at the Center of Excellence in Waco, and he's going to go over some of the amazing services that they do here at this building. How you doing, Dr. Russell?
I'm doing great. Welcome to the VA Center of Excellence here in Waco, Texas. It's a beautiful day we've got today. This is the largest research facility for mental health in the VA. It was established by Congress, and we have been open here at this location for a couple of years now. This is an award-winning building design, so I'm going to show you a little bit of that as we go through. Even as you walk into the front, it's shaped like the Vietnam Wall. And we've got the plaques of all the major services, but we've also included everybody else. People are usually forgotten. We've got the reserves, the Coast Guard, the Air National Guard, Air Force Reserve, even the United States Coast Guard Reserve, which I didn't actually even know there was one, but there is.
There we go.
So come on in.
All right.
This is our reception area.
All right.
And lobby. And one of the things I want to point out to you is that we're a little different than a lot of other VA facilities. I'm a retired Army colonel, and I hire a lot of veterans. So a lot of the leadership here at the Center of Excellence are veterans. And so you can get a little bit about their bio when you come in.
Cool.
And this is the reception area. This is where you check in. People Selena's on the phone. Now, the first floor of the facility is our treatment area. This is where most patients are seen.
Awesome.
And this whole area here is individual therapy rooms.
Okay.
One of the things that we offer is the intensive outpatient program, where we do prolonged exposure in a compressed format, so we can give it to you the whole course of treatment in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So we actually see you all day long.
Okay.
And if you want to participate in that study, we'll actually pay your hotel to stay here in Waco while you're going through the therapy.
Wow.
Give you some meal vouchers. So not only is it free, we'll actually take care of your living expenses.
So you can be out of state and come in and do it?
Yeah,
wow.
For the intensive outpatient program.
That is awesome.
So that's part of the Strong Star initiative.
Okay. So let's hope that we don't lose signal. If we do lose signal in here, I can take pictures and post them, but we're hoping we don't lose signal, especially if we go on the elevator.
Yeah, well, we are going to go in an elevator a little bit later. This is
right.
a very large facility. It's 53,000 square feet. I'm going to show you a part of it today.
Okay.
Hopefully that you can get signal. The other thing is the MRI facility. You might not have signal.
Oh, that's true.
Okay. So let's cut through a group room here.
All right. So this is a group room for what kind of things? Just PTSD?
Yeah, group room for mental health treatment. This is part of the treatment core. We have 111 people working here at the facility, but about a dozen clinical psychologists, 2 psychiatrists, nurse practitioner, a couple social workers. It's a very busy facility. Fortunately, you caught us on Friday, which is a quiet day.
Awesome.
We're going to go down to the transcranial magnetic stimulation treatment facility.
Okay.
We have 2 state-of-the-art TMS devices, and I urge you guys to Google that, transcranial magnetic stimulation. Look at some YouTube videos on it. It's a revolutionary new treatment. It's FDA approved for treatment-resistant depression, but we also believe it works for post-traumatic stress disorder.
Awesome.
That's what we're testing it for. That's off-label right now.
So this is some innovative technology you guys have here.
Yes. It's got to get you inside. So, I'd like to introduce you to our psychiatrist, Dr. Jeff May.
Hello, doctor. How you doing? So this is the machine here.
Yep. So this is a transcranial magnetic stimulation machine. Short, we call it TMS for short. What it is it's a powerful electromagnet. You can't see the magnet itself, but it's in this little blue part of the helmet, and it stimulates the brain. It induces an electric current in the brain, which makes the brain cells fire on their own.
Wow.
we pulse it rapidly, and it can change the way that one part of the brain is connected to another part. So what we aim for is the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, which is right about here on your head. It's the thinking, reasoning part of the brain. It's deeply connected to your amygdala, which controls how strong your emotions are. And by making this area more active, we can help people get their emotions in better perspective and better control. People feel like their burdens are lighter after they have it done, and feel like they have more control over their lives.
Wow.
So we're hoping to combine this with traditional therapy and help them engage more deeply and get better results over the long term.
So how can veterans that came back from, say, Afghanistan, Vietnam, those kind of places, how can this benefit them?
So it's FDA approved for the treatment of depression. We run a clinic where they can sign up and get treatment for depression. You don't have to stop your medications, you don't have to stop your therapy. In fact, we encourage you to stay on them as you're getting treatment. We also have a research study looking into the treatment of PTSD using TMS. You would use this machine, you would have a 50% chance of getting the real treatment or a sham, a placebo. And that'll help us understand how TMS works and also whether it works for PTSD. This is actually a special model that few other VAs have. It's called a brain sway coil.
Okay.
It has a special. The coil is special in that it can actually stimulate deeper parts of the brain, and we are hoping that a part of the brain called the ventromedial prefrontal cortex might actually help in the treatment of PTSD.
Is there any way we can have an example of you sitting down and see what it looks like? Not actually showing what it does, but what would it do?
Yeah.
So if someone would come here, they would sit down.
Right. Okay.
And
so we have these caps.
Dr. Russell, ladies and gentlemen.
Sure. All right. For science.
For science, there you go. All right. So a patient walks in. How you doing, Doc?
All right. Everybody gets their own cap.
Okay.
This is the staff cap. Unless you want your own cap.
No, that's okay. I'm only going to use it this one time.
Yep.
It's fine.
All right. I normally ask you to remove your glasses, and then put the cap on like this, and then the measuring tape helps us locate exactly where we want to put the magnet.
Okay. So it's almost like a grid.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So we get our pitch and our roll, and
kind of like an X and Y axis.
exactly.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
And then sorry. So then when we put the magnet on, it's usually the first thing we do is we try and get the thumb to move. We go over the motor cortex, which directly moves your muscles. So you have a big part of your brain that's devoted to moving your thumb. So we can actually get the right, by stimulating the left side of the brain, we can get the right thumb to move.
Wow.
That tells us where to stimulate and then how strong to stimulate. From there we go forward about 6 centimeters, and then that's our treatment location. We're also working on ways to come up with better, more precise treatment targeting. Well, that's still kind of in the pipeline.
Okay.
But we have a really advanced brain scanner that will help us, because everybody's brain's a little bit different.
Yes.
Especially this area that we're treating. And so by mapping that out ahead of time, we're hoping that we can come up with more effective.
So once someone's sitting on a chair, what are you looking for, like on your screen? Are you looking for certain things that are coming up and down, ranges, or is there a specific thing that you're looking for?
The main thing that we're looking for is that the patient is comfortable. So what we do is we start very low in intensity.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Russell.
So we start at a very low intensity when we're first starting out.
Okay.
So we'll say, okay, we're gonna try and make your thumb twitch. We'll go 3, 2, 1, and then as we
And it should make the person's thumb
Yeah.
twitch.
Yeah. So we actually we can show you on the other machine a little better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the brain sway. It's a little stronger, a little more deep stimulation. This is our other machine. This is our MagStim coil.
MagStim coil.
Yep. So the electronics are all actually the same, but this one is you can see the coil is obviously different. It's called a figure 8 coil. There are two loops of wire that intersect kind of right in the middle. This is where the most magnetic flux comes through, and so you get a more precise stimulation of the brain. So when you feel the pulse, I would describe it as like a tapping or a pinching sensation.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit of electrical tingling. People really often compare it to like a TENS unit.
Yes.
And so you can.
Wow, that's your arm actually reacting to it?
Yeah, so you can stimulate peripheral nerves that are in your body as well as in your brain, and
Yes.
and so you definitely feel it on your skin.
Yes.
Some people can get it like a dull headache that goes away pretty quickly. And then you also get muscle movement. So
Yes.
you have to be careful not to bite your tongue.
Yes. Because we have a highway of an electrical system throughout our whole body.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. So our nerves all work on electrochemical reactions, and so the cool thing about magnets is that they pass through all of your body tissue without being no insulators can stop it.
That's why we use an MRI with a magnet.
Yep. MRI works pretty much the same way because your body isn't really interfering with the magnetic fields at all. It's only when it turns back into electricity that the insulators start stopping the current.
Awesome.
And so yeah, it's a neat machine. People compare it to electroconvulsive therapy. The actual electrical currents that we use are a lot smaller. We never so a seizure is a bad side effect of TMS that we've never had in this clinic. It's been reported before, and a lot of safety guidelines have been developed to stop them from happening. If you were to have a seizure, we shut the machine off. Seizure stops on its own. But knock on wood, we haven't had one.
What kind of benefits have you seen veterans come in here? Have you seen any good examples of success stories?
Yeah, it's some people notice that their mood improves after the first treatment. Other people, it takes quite a few times, but yeah, there have been a lot of people who have had improvements in mood. Some people have had headaches that cleared up. It can cause a headache, but it can also help people with headaches. People say, some people don't notice that they're feeling better, but they'll get feedback from their loved ones that their personality seems to be a little softer.
There you go.
So yeah, we're really excited about being able to do this.
Yes, and this is a new innovative technology, correct?
Yeah, so it was FDA approved in 2008, so it's not brand new, but things in medicine can move slowly sometimes.
So you're still learning. It's still a process right now.
Yeah, it's an established treatment in depression. We are very interested in figuring out ways to improve it and to see what other problems it can help to treat.
Awesome. So how can our veterans find these services, Dr. Russell?
Yes. Okay. All right, now back to me.
That's it.
All right, look, we've got several different studies that are ongoing. The TMS study is one I'm very excited about, and there's many more TMS studies that are going to be happening. The advantage of this unit is we can focus it on the brain, so we can find particular nodes, and we're going to do a study where we're using the MRI to map the brain, also EEG measurements, and then use that to try to optimize the treatment.
Yes.
So the Israeli machine you saw first, that goes deeper, and it's a more broad signal, and this one's a focus. So that was the shotgun,
Okay.
this one's the rifle, right?
Exactly.
Okay, and so yeah, just call, our area code's 254-297-5155,
Awesome.
and just say you're interested in participating in a study here.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. So, do you want to go look at the
Yeah,
MRI?
I want to show you the MRI.
All right. Let's go.
Hey, thanks, Joe. Yeah.
Hopefully, thank you, Doc. Appreciate it. Hopefully, we don't lose signal. We're still good so far.
Yeah, well, the MRI might be a different animal. Okay. We have the most powerful MRI in Central Texas. It's a 32-channel all-digital unit. It was just installed. About 2 months ago, and we're doing some groundbreaking research, which we hope to combine with therapy, but also we're advancing the field of neuroscience.
Okay.
We were on the cover of Neuron, the top journal in neurology, because we're pioneering understanding how the human brain works. And that's one of the things to remember about participating in studies here at the Center of Excellence. Is not only do none of them ever cost you anything, but sometimes we pay you for being in the study.
Oh, cool.
So for example, this MRI study I'm going to show you, we actually pay $80 per session if the veteran participates.
Wow.
Come on in.
So, is there a requirement, or they just kind of apply for it?
Yeah, you would call up and say you're interested in participating in a study.
Okay.
And if you go to our website, Business 17th Center of Excellence, right? If you go to our website, you'll see that we've got all these different studies open right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And these are all
9.
paid studies for people.
Yes, actually, almost all of them will pay at least your cost of transportation to come here.
Wow. Even out of state, which is awesome.
If you're a Gulf War veteran, okay, a veteran of the first Gulf War, I will definitely pay for you to come from as far as Houston or, a couple hundred miles.
Cool.
Remember, we got to pay mileage for the VA.
Yes.
Because we're having trouble getting the Gulf War veterans in. We've got some groundbreaking studies for Gulf War illness. We have a compound we think might actually be a cure, alleviates the symptoms, at least in our animal models of Gulf War illness. High doses of resveratrol seems to make the symptoms go away.
Awesome.
So I'm really excited about that. I want to get some Gulf War veterans in. We also have a good treatment for fibromyalgia, chronic pain syndrome that Gulf War veterans have. So we've got 2 different studies that are both paid studies. If you're a Gulf War veteran, that first Persian Gulf War, we really want to see you here.
Awesome.
Yeah, come on back. Yeah, our charter from Congress is to look at people coming back from the recent conflicts. So we actually focus on 1991 to present, so the Gulf War era. So Afghanistan, Gulf War. Here's our MRI. We custom built this building to fit on this lab. We replaced our older unit.
So this is one of the biggest MRI machines in Central Texas.
Yes. Yeah.
Whoa.
This is state of the art. This is 3 Tesla unit. Scott and White, the VA in general only has 1.5 Tesla MRIs, so in Temple they have 1.5 Tesla. Down at Austin Outpatient Clinic it'd be 1.5. I don't think there's any other VA that has a 3. This isn't just any old 3. It's a brand new all digital.
So what does that mean if it's a 3? What's the difference?
3 Teslas is the strength of the magnet, and that's a extremely strong magnet. There are experimental MRIs that go a little beyond that, but what we're trying to do with this one is scan people for longer periods of time so we get a more accurate map of the brain. Okay, most MRI studies, they only study people for like 5 minutes. We will actually ask to scan you for an hour if you come in here. So you have to sit still for an hour and to give us the usable data.
Mm-hmm.
But then we'll have a very finely detailed map of your brain.
Yes.
And when we're doing this depression study or this PTSD study, then we can use that map of the brain to guide the TMS that you just saw. So it's precision.
So you map the brain first,
Right.
have a better accuracy, and then use the other machine.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it works together. And that's a pioneering treatment that's only available here at the Center of Excellence.
Cool.
We also have, these are EEG systems. EEGs measure brain waves, the electrical activity of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a different way of mapping the brain. Some of you might have had EEGs in like sleep studies, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is a computerized unit that gives me a map that looks a lot like an MRI scan.
Mm-hmm.
So we're actually looking at how the magnetic picture of the brain goes with the brain activity. Okay,
Awesome.
So we're doing both. And so we have an MRI safe QEEG unit, okay, which is kind of highly unique.
Pretty advanced.
Yep. Okay, the last thing I want to show you today, I want to show you our wet lab. We're doing a lot of biomarkers research. We're trying to figure out, particularly with traumatic brain injury, is there any chemical that's released from the brain injury that we can pick up in the blood that we could turn into a lab test so that we can just do a blood draw and say TBI,
wow.
yes or no, right?
Yeah.
So that's the biomarker, but we're taking it one step further.
Yes.
Is that we also have some chemicals that we think might treat TBI, actually reduce the swelling and reverse some of the problems. Matter of fact, I'm excited about, to make sure you don't.
Would it be easier if we
fall down.
use the stairs so we don't lose signal?
Okay, we can take the stairs, yeah.
Awesome.
Um,
For the viewers, if we do lose signal, I'll post some pictures of it.
we are actually, we're going to go up the stairways. Okay.
So this building's been here for how long again?
Hey, this is a historic building. This is one of the first VAs that were ever built. And, you know, just you want to take a tour sometime, come take a look at this place. The VA itself was started in 1929. This campus opened in 1932.
Whoa.
When this campus was formed, the VA hospitals were commanded by active duty medical officers. So this place was commanded by an Army colonel. If you come in on the campus, you'll see that there's a colonel's row to the side.
Mm-hmm.
There's barracks. They had, active duty medics. It was run very much like, and it's got a parade ground in the center. It was run just like a cavalry facility.
I did get that feeling of barracks and stuff.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So they were barracks.
Yeah, they were. Well, these long-term people stayed here the rest of their lives in many cases.
Wow.
Yeah, when this place was first opened, it had its own farm and dairy, and we donated the farmland to the city of Waco, and they put a golf course on it. And they put the high school football stadium on it too.
Very nice.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful campus.
It is.
So yeah, this was taken down to the studs, completely redone.
All right.
Historic building. Now it's a lab facility. It's got great power supplies. It's got water filtration systems. It's a smart building. Okay, so we're going to go up one more.
All right. And this is second floor. What is the second floor?
Second floor is mainly office space and meeting rooms.
Okay.
And the third floor is our biomarkers area. This is where we have our biochemists.
Awesome.
They did a really great job with this building, by the way.
Yeah.
I want to get a shot of that. Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Yeah. So we've got definitely the best elevator on the VA campus. It's a shame you can't take it. All right, today you're authorized.
Awesome.
Authorized personnel only. Let's see if I'm actually looking for my lab tech, but I'll just do the tour.
Okay.
And we'll go see her. All right. Get the right key. This is a state-of-the-art wet lab facility. Just in this part. Yeah, the nice thing about a smart building, you never actually flip the light switches. You just come into the room and it turns on.
That's right.
These lab things will do your standard lab chemistries that you would ordinarily get for your blood chemistry. You know, your potassium level, your hematocrit, all that sort of stuff. So this is like normal analyzers that will give you printouts
Very nice.
of data.
The results.
Yes. Vid hoods. So, what's cool is in this biomarkers research, we're looking at DNA and RNA. We're particularly looking at a genetic thing called APOE, which is a genetic variant that some people have that probably makes it harder for them to heal after they have a TBI.
Wow.
Yeah, we're trying to nail that down because if you get it from both parents, you'll get Alzheimer's disease younger. But even if you get it from one parent, you probably don't bounce back from a TBI as quickly as somebody who doesn't have it. So we're doing studies on that. This is a laser cytometer.
Laser cytometer.
Right. It's got 3 different colored lasers that analyzes samples and will tell you exactly what the chemistry is in the blood.
Wow.
Okay. Find individuals.
So you can, depending on what you're looking for, you can pretty much find anything in our blood. A sample of blood, you can find our health.
Yeah.
You know.
More and more with our studies, we're trying to do the biomarkers part of it. So we'll ask you to either give a little saliva or a little blood so that we can analyze, okay, what's different about people with TBI versus people without it? What's different about people with PTSD versus people without it? And see if we can find some, you know, common differences that help make the diagnosis.
Wow.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you found is when people have TBIs, there's a chemical change in their body.
Yeah, there are several chemical changes that happen. It's the metabolites of the injury is what we're really looking for, right? So we've got a couple of suspect chemicals that happen. MBG, for example, marinobufogenin, which is what causes the swelling in the brain after the TBI, okay, which is actually what causes a lot of the injury. And we have an antidote for that called resinobufogenin that we think if we administer after a TBI, it'll shrink and cause them to have less injury, less long-term consequences of the TBI.
Allowing them to heal faster?
Yes. So we've got some experimental compounds.
Yeah,
right?
that's awesome.
It takes a long time to get to human trials with new medications. And so
I'm guessing everything has to be approved.
everything has to be approved. It takes a long time.
So possibly in the near future, when say a soldier, a military member gets hurt, you'd be able to treat it right away.
Right. When we were first formed, we were going to be the brain storage laboratory for the VA. So we were going to collect brains at autopsy from people who had PTSD and be able to analyze the actual brain tissue. Okay, so that's why we have a freezer room that's this capacious. We got a lot of these are minus 80 degrees centigrade storage units.
Whoa.
Minus 80 centigrade, about 2.5 degrees per degree. So you're talking like double that, 160 degrees below zero.
Wow. So essentially they're like super refrigerators.
Yeah, super refrigerators.
Wow.
They keep things very, very cold.
Very
so
awesome.
we can store samples for a long period of time.
Whoa. That is awesome.
And we're doing that.
Is this similar to what they use for cryogenics? Is that
Yeah.
similar type of?
This would almost be a cryogenic. This actually is cryogenic. This here is liquid nitrogen, and that would be more like minus 350 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah, so really, really cold.
Cool.
So we're teamed with Baylor University, We take the blood samples, we freeze them, we take them over to Baylor. We use a thing called a mass spectrometer and break down every chemical that's there. And we're looking for that unique molecule that's there for TBI, that's not there for normals, that's not there for PTSD, that really can be used for a lab test that shows it's there, right?
Absolutely.
So, hey, this is probably what I really wanted to show you today. I wanted to show you our TMS. It's hard to demonstrate psychotherapy, right? But we've got a lot of psychologists on. We've got 11 different studies that we're recruiting for.
Yes. So let's see, we can name some of them. We got examination of the utility of the bufadienolide. That is too tough for me to read. Let's see.
Okay.
But these are all studies that you guys are conducting here.
Right.
And also I can put your link on the description,
right,
your website and information, and that way veterans can reach out to you guys. Is there anything that you want to put out to our veterans that are watching this or could be watching this a little bit later that you would like them to know?
Hey, you should choose VA. We've got really good treatment here in Central Texas. Actually, I know a lot of the other healthcare networks in Texas. Vision 17 is all of Texas, right?
Okay.
And we've hired hundreds of new therapists. Actually, the VA nationwide's hired 2,000 more psychologists in the last 2 years. Wait times are down, services are up, and we are cutting edge on services.
Yes.
So, hey, come help us out with our experiments,
yes,
and also let us help you.
Yes, and you can make some money. You get paid for it. All right. Well, Dr. Russell, thank you so much for having us. Is there any other places you want to show us around, or this is the grand tour? All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Russell.
All right.